Hi everyone, this video is for Module 4, and so I'm going to share my screen with you, and we are going to take a look at Module 4. We are continuing on with our active reading and active learning. And in Module 3, we talked about annotating in the link with active reading. This module, we're going to be focusing on note-taking. So when we are doing good note-taking, we are summarizing information, we are demonstrating pre-reading strategies and surveying, asking questions. We're going to be learning about that with a PSR in the textbook that you have to read down here. We are creating a study aid. Our note-taking is a study aid that accurately summarizes or paraphrases specific sections within our reading or content. And then really good note-taking will also help us create test prediction questions where we anticipate what a test question might be. This is also an element of critical thinking. Questions can be on all levels, not just knowledge or comprehension, those are concrete levels, but also higher level of application and analysis. And then good note-taking also involves critical thinking. So we're going to recall what are critical thinking strategies to use when you are reading and discussing the written and spoken text. And so in this particular module, our focus is the Cornell method of note-taking. So in our task list, the first thing is read the pages in chapter 8. This is on the PSR, and you're going to have an assignment on this. So be very familiar with this information, but it's preview, study, read, and review. And then, of course, go over the resources as well. In resources, I provide some note-taking items, video on the Cornell method of note-taking. And then there's also a video of me talking about the importance of note-taking, the why and the how. And it's really a PowerPoint, and I'm talking over that PowerPoint for you. Kind of like a PowerPoint lecture, I guess. And then, of course, to help us recall and remember critical thinking here's a critical thinking, and these are elements of critical thinking that we should be applying and working with, really a form of questioning in our reading. So those are the resources I want you to go over, the book and these two items. And then the graded items, the assignments for this module, there are two. The first is Cornell notes. You're going to have to do a set of Cornell notes. I go into detail in the video about this assignment, and I mentioned the downloads, but these are downloads. These are items you're going to need. They're documents. They'll download to your computer. So be sure to watch that video all the way through for specific instructions to help you. And then the other graded item is a reflection forum, and that's a discussion forum. And what you're going to be writing about is PSR. So it's very important you've read the chapter before you post, because your post is going to be relating to PSR. So you have to have a good understanding of that. Now, a word of caution in your discussion postings and replies. If you are looking for full credit, be sure you hit at or above the minimum requirement. And so, for example, the minimum is 7 sentences. And within those 7 sentences, that means you have to address everything within the instructions. So pay close attention to that you are addressing those items within your 7 sentences. The reply is the same way. Make sure when you reply, you are addressing whatever criteria I've given you in the instructions. In this case, you have to reply to 2 in an encouraging positive, but you need to comment on what they've written in a compare contrast to your experience with PSR. So make sure you include that within your reply to each of your classmates on top of this. This is always a minimum of 4 sentences. And keep in mind, that's the minimum. You are looking for a higher grade, then you want to go above and beyond. This is a form of us connecting with each other in the course, so it's very important that you keep current with that and engage with that. This counts as participation. This is your participation grade, all of the forums. So if you do not engage with it, it will affect your grade fairly dramatically. That's it for this module. As always, make sure you reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns.